One day, I just went to Twitter and I found a video that did not sit well with me. Children are meant to be protected and prepared for the future, not used by politicians for party advancements. Yet it is happening right before our eyes, and we continue with life as if we do not see it and its implications. Before we begin, welcome to Citizen Concerned, where we remind you to beware of the comrades. I'm Katlego and would appreciate it if you subscribed to our YouTube channel, liked and shared this video with other citizens. This is an issue that really bothers me. I cannot explain to you guys just how much it really touches me to see people who are managing to do this in schools. How is it possible that the school allowed this? How is it possible that the teachers and the parents allowed this? I'm seriously bothered by people who do not make sure that our children do not get exposed to this kind of nonsense, but instead encourage it. Take a look at this. Imagine if our school children could recite the multiplication table with this much vigor. Imagine if they could sew as well as they're doing this. If they could tell you how to encourage pollination or how to code.
There's a language in the 21st century that is now becoming indispensable. It's computer code, regardless of the language you want to learn. Python, Java, you name it. The thing is, though, learning how to code is yet to be fully adopted in South Africa's public schools. One non-profit organization, though, is helping out in impoverished areas where parents can't afford to pay for these classes.
Ponelopele Oracle Secondary School is situated in Ivory Park, one of the poorest areas in Johannesburg. It's a top-notch school, but doesn't include coding in its curriculum. ORT Coding has stepped in to ensure these children are not left behind.
So ORT is working with these various schools, obviously from the help of the funders, from private companies. And then what we are doing is we are introducing coding in schools. So we work with primary schools and secondary schools as well.
Welcome to our coding class, where we are learning everything about coding and what we really need to know about coding.
The digital era is gaining momentum, but South Africa has a significant shortage of engineering and IT skills.
10 years from now, when we compare the MK children to children who were previously disadvantaged but were given necessary tools and skills to make something of themselves and make meaningful contributions to the nation, people like the Zoomers will say these empowered children were privileged. They will still be blaming apartheid and white monopoly capital for the poverty experienced by the MK children who will by then be adults. They will not admit that instead of giving these children skills, they gave them slogans. As parents, teachers, and even politicians, our aim and desire should be to empower the children in our nation with a mindset and with expertise that ensures that they can make it in life without us. Equip them to survive on their own and provide value to society. I mean, who cares what political party these children support? They are children. They don't know what is right or wrong yet. Why are they encouraged to support any party with so much passion when they can't even understand the party? Why is it being allowed for them to start praising a party like MK Party, the worst of the worst parties in this country? Wake up, South Africa. We are living in a scary time. The people like the Zoomers have the power to destroy this country on a level that will send this country to a dark time. And how they are spreading and enforcing their mission is by grabbing the children and indoctrinating them early on. Why are MK Party teachers doing this in schools? Why is it being allowed? No party activities may be conducted at a school during school time, according to the Basic Education Laws Amendment Act. It clearly states that a school may not allow the display of material of a political nature on its premises. In this case, they are not only displaying party material, but are also teaching children to campaign for them. So the MK Party is breaking the laws again and again, and no one is doing anything about it. What kind of government do we have in this country? Dudu Zile Zuma is posting all these crimes on Twitter for everyone to see, but no one says anything. Last time we heard of how the MK Party stole people's signatures and nothing was done about that either. Is the MK Party above the laws of South Africa? Should we be making school children sing slogans of political parties, or should we be teaching them morality?
Yes, Anita. What is morality?
A morality is a distinction between good and bad. A person who engages in activities that are generally accepted in the society.
Thank you. Yes, Habiba. What do you understand by moral teachings?
Moral teachings are principles or teachings that guide an individual to appreciate what is right or good from wrong, evil.
Thank you.
Should we be teaching our children about the MK Party, or should we be giving them knowledge on how to do gardening, homesteading, and becoming self-sufficient?
Chinese kindergarten cooking class.
Should they be dancing to MK Party songs, or should they be learning how to play quality soccer, basketball, and other sports? How long does it take to learn how to plant a seed to grow trees, to grow maize? What does it take to learn how to create a website? Instead, we have people that want our children to think about praising corrupt people and killing the farmer and killing the boer. Are the politicians in this country going to keep quiet as this nonsense continues to happen? I hope Minister Gwarube can look into matters such as these at some point very soon. Parties like these are the darkest entities on the African continent. Parties that indoctrinate children with slogans like these have existed in the past. People lost their lives when children were used as tools against the adults by the political leaders that chose to use children to push their agendas. It happened in China.
Millions of Chinese youth organized into the fanatical Red Guards, a paramilitary force concentrated mostly in Chinese cities. And with Mao's blessing, they wreaked havoc in the name of cultural revolution. Their mission was to destroy the four olds.
Old culture, old ideology, old customs, old traditions, all of the olds must be destroyed.
The idea was basically to tear down the vestiges of imperial China and rewrite history centered around Mao Zedong, renaming buildings and streets, destroying cultural sites, and violently humiliating and often torturing and murdering anyone they accused of opposing Mao's ideas, which they plastered all over the cities and carried in their pockets in the form of Mao's Little Red Book, a collection of his sayings and principles. And although the violent Red Guards were basically dissolved by 1969, the Cultural Revolution is considered to have continued until Mao's death in 1976. Ending a decade of destruction that had elevated the leader to godlike levels and resulted in over 1 million people dead.
It happened in Germany too.
The National Socialist German Workers' Party assumed control of Germany. It immediately set out to spread its influence into every aspect of German society. And the lives of German children were no exception. And what better way to get kids excited about fascism than by turning it into a fun summer camp?
Those who do not learn history are doomed to repeat it. History has taught us that what the MK Party is doing has been done before, and it did not end well for the children, the adults, or the nation at large. The efforts we put into saving this nation need to be multiplied in order to make sure that the MK Party does not continue to grow. The signs of what the growth of the MK Party would mean for South Africa are there. We need to wake up, see them, and respond to them accordingly. We have pastors, teachers, politicians, and many citizens who saw the deeds of Jacob Zuma. They know about his corruption very well, and yet they are now helping the MK Party to grow. There are laws that say this kind of stuff should not happen in schools. Political activities are not allowed during school hours. We see them being done during school hours, and no action is being taken against MK Party and its members for doing it. Now tell me, what if political activities indoctrinating our children take place outside of school times? Is it okay to do it then? Is it acceptable simply because it is not school time? It should be illegal to make children to do any of this stuff at any time of day. They are not ready. Anything you make them say is not because they believe it to be true, but it is because you told them it is true. They are empty minds that are not ready to make decisions on nation-changing ideas. Hence, the first thing that should go into their heads is common sense, skills, and abilities, morality, responsibility, love for the nation and their fellow citizens. We have adults that know all the Gupta stuff, and now they are leaders of MK Party WhatsApp groups. They are recruiting civilians to become MK Party members that pay monthly member fees and are also required to participate in recruiting more and more people. Primary school children shouting Amandla in support of the MK Party. Children shouting Viva MK Viva. Are you serious? Will the leaders of this country say and do something, please? Universities are the same. Students causing riots, burning buildings, throwing bricks, and claiming to be revolutionaries. They are not focusing on what they are studying, getting skills to be good at something very specific in order to provide valuable advice to the country like those Stellenbosch students we spoke about. No? Because they fought for fees must fall, they automatically view themselves as revolutionary saviors of the nation. They've been living on the money paid by taxpayers, and then all of a sudden they know what's best for the country. They want to talk about comrade this and comrade that, finding identity and importance in supporting poisonous snakes like Jacob Zuma and Julius Malema. So sad.
3 pieces of advice for how black people can win. Number 1, Stay away from the race hustlers. These people aren't looking out for you, they're looking out for themselves. They're selling perpetual victimhood and dependency. They have an incentive to keep you reliant on the system and focus on the past instead of relying on yourself and focusing on the future. Number 2, equip yourself with skills people are willing to pay for. The road from poverty to affluence for all successful cultures throughout the world has been through economics, not government. Focus on work, skills, and savings. Number 3, learn to think. Learn all you can before you reach a conclusion. There are plenty of people who have prepackaged conclusions for you to reach. You need to build up a level of knowledge and experience so you are no longer putty in the hands of someone who has their own agenda. Remember, thinking is not feeling. Feeling is based on emotions. Thinking is based on facts.
We are living on the edge of a cliff, and we need to start working together to end this nonsense. Parties like the MK party are not parties to ignore and hope they will simply fizzle out. No, society needs to actually make sure we are vocal and very, very opposed to their lies and division. The dirty ANC has poisoned the majority of our institutions with corruption and laziness, hence people that should have gone to jail never went to jail. The people that should have been behind bars are making our children sing political songs. People that should have been in jail are saying they are the new victims. In fact, any story of corruption against them is a racist lie. Sadly, some of our fellow citizens believe these tales. People that are supposed to be behind bars are now in charge of the taxes that are meant to educate these children. They are free, all because of the ANC. If we can get rid of the ANC and its babies, we stand a huge chance of actually redeeming this country. We have to first free the minds of our people. They are being made to support criminals pretending to be our saviors. Wake up, South Africa. Let's share these videos. Let's talk about it more. Harass and complain to your local councillors and tweet to these politicians who do and say nothing about important issues that are happening in our country. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please join our channel membership or donate to our bank accounts in the description box below. I'm Katlego. This is Citizen Concerned. And until next time, beware of the comrades.